Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Excuse me. Today I'm going to take a look at a new Blu-ray box set that has just been released, and I managed to acquire it, and I thought I'd show you guys. I'd do a quick review of it, unboxing, whatever you want to call it. A little bit of context. What you're looking at is Stingray. This was a television show from 1964 broadcast in England. Now, to give you a bit of context about what this show is, we have to go back to 1975. I was 8 years old, and even at 8 years old, the two names of television entertainment that stuck out in my 8-year-old mind was one, Gene Roddenberry, Star Trek. I knew that Gene Roddenberry was the creator of Star Trek, and Star Trek was cool. So, hey, Star Trek's cool, Gene Roddenberry's just cool. He's awesome. I remember thinking that. So I was always excited to see Star Trek and to see that name Gene Roddenberry pop up on the credits, and ever since when they went into Star Trek Next Gen, which is a whole nother topic for a whole nother review. However, fond memories of watching that with my dad. There was another show that I had fond memories of watching with my dad at that age. That show was a show called Space 1999. And the creator of that show was a man by the name of Jerry Anderson. And I knew, again, in my little kid mind, Jerry Anderson makes some awesome shows. And I love all his stuff. So, in America, Gene Roddenberry. In England, for me, Jerry Anderson. Those are the two names I associated with completely captivating television entertainment for me as a kid. Now, this show called Stingray was done in 1964 by Jerry Anderson. Those of you who may not know Jerry Anderson, he was a British filmmaker, and wanted to, obviously he wanted to make movies, television shows. He wanted to be a filmmaker. He got his start doing children's puppet shows, and that was the work he could get at the time. I remember reading an interview with him, and he had said that he wanted to be a filmmaker, but when he first started out, the only work he was able to get was doing a children's show, and so he just decided to do it as best he could, and it turned out he's very good at it, and more were requested. And so, without going into all the details, there's a lot online about Jerry Anderson if you'd like to learn more about him. But he created some great shows using what actually is not puppets, but what we would call marionettes. He invented what is called super marionation. Not animated, but it's marionettes acting, if you will. And he had some people work for him who were absolutely phenomenal in putting together the marionettes, the vehicles, the models, the special effects. Some of those folks ended up working for Hollywood later, back before CGI, and they needed a lot of miniature effects done. Some of those guys cut their teeth with Jerry Anderson in shows like this. Previous to this one, he had done a couple shows, one called Supercar, another called Fireball XL5. Uh, Popular shows, black and white, early marionette shows. I don't have copies of them. They are available on disc. I think Fireball XL5 is on Blu-ray, but I think it's only region B if I'm correct. Anyway, let's get back to Stingray. I'm sorry this took me a little bit, but I wanted to give you a little context. 1964, Jerry Anderson, what are you going to do next? Well, his next show that he wanted to do was this show about this submarine called Stingray, and the organization behind it, WASP, the World Aquanaut Security Patrol, and the adventures of the captain of Stingray, Troy Tempest, and his good buddy Phones as his partner, and he operated the hydrophones, helped him out with operating the submarine Stingray, and just took part in his adventures with him. This was a show that I was not around for. Again, I'm not that old. Jerry Anderson is probably more famous for, globally, Thunderbirds. If you know what Thunderbirds is, you probably know what Stingray is. If you don't know what Thunderbirds is, check it out. Space 1999 was a live action show. He got away from marionettes, and I've got a Blu-ray review of that show. If you want to look at that video, please feel free to do so. So he was, and there was another show called UFO. And I was fascinated as a kid with Jerry Anderson. My only exposures were Space 1999. There were 2 Thunderbirds movies that were made, and I remember watching those on TV in England as a kid. And I had some Dinky toys. Anybody from England, I'm of a certain age, I'm sure you remember Dinky toys, die-cast vehicles of all kinds. Company's long out of business, but at the time, it's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And Dinky was licensed to produce die-cast vehicles of Jerry Anderson shows. So you could get, for example, I had Thunderbird 2 from the Thunderbirds. They had other vehicles. I had a Dinky catalog of all kinds of Dinky toys, and they had a Jerry Anderson section, and there were these wonderful vehicles. My little kid mind was just mind blown at these incredible vehicles I was looking at, desperately wanting the toys but never seeing them in the stores. I had 2. I had Thunderbird 2, and I had the UFO Interceptor from the TV show UFO, which is another Jerry Anderson show. And I had it. I played the heck out of it. And of course the Eagles from Space 1999. I had those as well. I forgot about that. Played with them hard. Just some of my favorite toys. And I was just fascinated with this world of Jerry Anderson, but most of it I had never seen, including Stingray. So this was a show that I wanted to see for years. I have since seen it. I've had it on DVD for a while, and then I learned that the British home entertainment company Network was coming out with the Deluxe boxed edition of Stingray, the series, completely restored in high definition. And I was immediately attracted to that. I made sure that yes, it's region free, and I can play it here in the States. So I jumped at it. So here's the box. And you tell it's kind of a, it's not a long box, but it is kind of a big one. Nothing really on the back but the details, as you can see here. And yes, it's region ABC, so it should play no matter where you live. Take this off here. The first thing that we get to see is, again, Jerry Anderson Stingray. Network made a comic special. And they made it to be like old Jerry Anderson Century 21 comics. But of course, these are actual stills from the show. They're not. It's not artwork. These are actually the photographs. But you've got, there's a Bride of Pacifica here. Just talking about Marina. She's one of the inhabitants of the depths of the sea that they rescue her. She can't speak. She's mute. And there's an interesting character that with her on the show that I always liked when I finally got to watch it. Cartoon. Again, just making out like it was a comic. Here we have like a breakaway of a mechanical Loch Ness monster and Stingray dealing with Nessie. So this is all done like a comic book of a certain age. Very well done. This is a labor of love. Everything in here was made for the fans. This is a reproduction of original promotional publicity and merchandising materials. There's the front. There's the spine. There's the back. And it opens up with this flap. You can open it up like this. And it folds out. It's a trifold. And you've got a bunch of swag in here. On here, you've got Stingray, the first year in TV Century 21 covers. TV Century 21 was a comic that was issued. I don't know how often. Was it weekly to folks any folks in England watching this? Was it a weekly release? I'm assuming it was. Back in the day, the Jerry Anderson shows would be in this comic. So you've got covers from those. You've got a replica 33 RPM mini album, a 21-minute adventure. And of course, it's not actually a vinyl record, it's a CD. So you got that. These, let's see, 8 home movies. So this looks like it's, yeah, these are the old reel-to-reel films, home movies. Back in the day, you know what, your home video was film on a projector. So you could watch some of Stingray's adventures on film. I had no idea, actually. Anybody in England at that time know how available those were or what those were like? I'm curious. Here you have the original art board for the Stingray coloring book from 1965. There's the artboard there. And this is a reproduction of actually a pamphlet. It's the character merchandise specification sheet. And as you can tell by these lines here and things upside down, this would have been folded in its original release. So I'm assuming for merchandisers or people they were trying to sell merchandise to would have gotten this folded specification sheet. Here you have the characters and Stingray on there. That way potential merchandisers could see if that was something they wanted to market. Here we have a Stingray fun book. It's a color and sticker fun with Stingray. And it's exactly that. It is a coloring book and stickers. And now this is modern. This is not, well, I think this is modern. Nope, it's not modern. It's got the covers right here, and it says that it's created from elements originally published in the 1960s. So no, this is not something modern that's done. They've taken it from the actual sticker books and fun books from the 60s. Okay, very good. And what we have here, these are Stingray Cadet Sweet Cigarette cards. Got 1 through 12. 13 through 24. 25 through 36. And 37 through 48. And then the last two here, 48 through 50. Sweet cigarettes, and I'll tell you about sweet cigarettes. They were a popular form of confectionery in Britain, and they were rebranded candy sticks. But when they had these sweet cigarettes, these sweets, these candies, they came with these cards. And the idea was just like trading cards, and here they got stuff on the back of every single one of them, little descriptions. Was designed so that as a kid, you could collect and trade them. Is there anybody out there who was around back then and collected and traded? Oh, and here's the back. There's the container that would be in the store, and you could pick them out and buy them. I vaguely remember cigarette cards, sweet cigarette cards from when I was a kid in England, and don't know much about them. Were there trading cards in England like we have here? I don't remember that there were, because ours were predominantly sports cards, and of course nowadays you've got things like Magic and Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, all that stuff. I'm sure that stuff is available in England too. But yeah, let me know about these what are they, the 8mm home movies, and these cigarette cards. If you know anything about them, maybe you can post some comments and let me know, or let the rest of us know, because I am not I'm not that familiar. So that's that, a bunch of swag. Here we have this really big, it's a paperback book, Stingray, Adventures in Viticolor. As I think I said, Stingray was Jerry Anderson's first production that was done in color. They'd all been black and white previously. And this is a big book. I mean, there's a few photos in there, but this is a lot of reading. So there's that. And you say, hey, it's empty. Where's my Blu-ray? Well, that's kind of what I wondered, but we're not done yet. Open it up, turn it around. Here we have the Blu-ray. We also have a little more swag here. We've got the World Aquanaut Security Patrol pin, if you like collecting pins. And here we have the World Aquanaut Security Patrol license and identity card. There's Troy, his CO, Sam Shore, signed off on it. And there's a picture of Marineville, which is the base where Stingray is located. Let's take a look at the Blu-ray. And here's the front. It's a 5-disc set. And as it says on the bottom, complete series restored in HD. Here's the spine. And then here's the back. A ton of special features, absolute ton of them. Episode guides are printed inside. You got disc 1, disc 2, disc 3, disc 4. Disc 5 is all the special features. So disc 1 through 4 of the series, disc 5 is the features. Now, I wish, and I apologize, that I do not have the equipment, the technology, or the money for such to be able to show you side-by-side comparisons of the DVD and the Blu-ray. I have just finished going over them, comparing them. It is the difference between night and day. The standard definition DVD, it scratches, obviously a standard definition quality picture. It was kind of a washed out, gloomy kind of appearance. I didn't care. I was glad to have a copy of it here in America. I was surprised they had a release of it, to be honest, but that's what I had to deal with, and I was happy with it for what it was. At least I had Stingray. Now, oh boy, I so wish I could show you this. It has been completely restored. They are not kidding. It's 1080p, region free. It'll play on your players. I can't say enough about this. If you're a Jerry Anderson fan, if you're a Stingray fan, get this. You will not regret it. The picture quality is phenomenal. The picture is no scratches, clear, sharp, brilliant, vibrant colors. When I put the Blu-ray on after I watched some of the DVD, it was like I was watching a whole different show. It looks so much better. This would not have looked this good on TV when it was broadcast back in the 60s. I mean, this has been an incredible piece of work. Like I said, a labor of love. I cannot recommend it highly enough. Again, I apologize. I wish I could show you side-by-side comparisons of the difference. It's amazing. I'm so happy to have it. There's only one place you can get it. If you would like this, you have to get it from Network. Right there, Network. It's a home entertainment company in England. They've got their own online website. And right now, this is the only way to get it. So you have to go to their website and you have to put in an order for it. I would encourage you to do it sooner rather than later if this is something you're interested in, because this whole box set that I've just showed you, it's the Deluxe edition box set. They had like a super deluxe edition box set, which, believe it or not, came with more and the box was bigger. But they sold out, and sold out fast. I contacted Network and I asked them, do you have any plans to come out with this as just a standard release? And they contacted me back and said no, they had no plans for it. They'd put it on a wish list of things that people, would like to have, but no plans for it. So right now, this is a deluxe edition. It is a limited edition. No, there's no number on it. You're not going to have, it's not numbered, 1 out of 5,000 or something. It's not like that. I don't know how many they're selling. And I don't know how much they have left in stock, except that this is a deluxe limited edition. So if this is something you are wanting, don't hesitate. Don't wait too late, because you can't buy it online. You can't buy it on online retailers. Can't buy it in stores. It's only available from Network itself. It is a little pricey, especially when you take into consideration shipping from England to the States, but it got here very quick. They will send you a tracking information, and I was surprised at how quick it got here. I mean, it was fast, and it tracked it everywhere it went in England, everywhere it traveled, and once it was cleared customs and on the way, it got to me here in America within just a few days. I was shocked. I was expecting to wait weeks. So that is the set. I'd be interested to know what anyone thinks. I think this is, again, a labor of love. I am very pleased with it. I highly recommend it. And if Jerry Anderson is new to you, maybe go online and try some episodes of some of his shows, see what you think. And if you happen to catch some Stingray online and you like it, boy, get this while you still can. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your time. And I'll see you again real soon. Bye.